aina mayam da sigi lyrics aina aigi library da gin handi nang hodraba pabung N Tombi Singh se mana aina mata mama da Khamba Thoibi se aina yam paning ki baduga aina metelon si pa si amna khuloi da banina si imana patringe ki mamang da niko da aina Amazon da yen khalakan da lyrics se sigi lyrics se second hand aina aina Amazon da gi order ta ubune ba mayam dam tang utsage aduga masigi lyrics yamna old oirabani aduga kamain tawge da masi soidana Manipur dagi kamain tawraga London UK rom da chakra kanda mo aina Amazon tara London dagi ship taropane ba the 1976 da masi pongaga matamdu da kana 25 rupees ne aduna masigi lyrics aina mayam da share tawni aduga aina masida dedication aina pabung na masida 1976 tamana lyrics se phong base March ki tarik ama 1976 tane ko mai tarik sa ina sing nam tang hai ho ke oh no March tane te February gitang mga 1976 tane New Delhi the mana Vasant Panchami the Phammakan the Eva warol se oh sorry I screen se mutla me na khudleng ngai ada sound de taram gani na khali aduna masida ibiramba author na ibiramba warol se aina investor yaubane adu ngatang ai masi pathok jarake ima amtang pothabi ko dedication sigi lyrics Khamba Thoibi the unscaled height of love N Tombi Singh masi 1976 the phone ki bani music English ki translation hai betare ko masi koi pabung Dr. Jodas Chandra sana samna su phonga ka hujik laire do ani laire do hamba da Manipur gi oina phonga pa English da phonga se masi ki lyrics ne hamba oi doini aina khangjabada this morning of the Basant Panchami far away from thy land, Lord Tangjing, I remember thee, I pay my homage to thee. These words come from the innermost core of my heart. My Lord, hark to my call, a weakling that I am. Thou hast been too indulgent to me to assign the great task of telling the immortal story of Khamba and Thoibi, the unscaled height of love in a foreign tongue. Thou were the creator, director, and scent of the story. If the Ramayana and the Mahabharata unified spiritually and culturally the land of Bharat, the great story of Khamba and Thoibi, of which thou hast been the architect, unified our land. All our hearts mingled in the medium and under the soothing umbrella of the immortal love. Poets were born and made to sing the story. Storytellers were inspired to dedicate their lives to the telling of it. Sublime ideas and great sentiments manifested through characters, great and sublime at the same time. Oh, that wonderful drama that was enacted by Dee. I have no access to all the stories of the past. The mediums through which I picked up the vital drops of thy immortal messages here and there might not be adequate. Popular gossips and cradle tales benefited me. Popular courtyard plays or Sumang Lila gave me the necessary foundation of my undertaking. I did not have enough opportunities to listen to the great Penna singer who were popular idols of their generations. By the time I grew up into manhood, my land no more could resist the onslaught of other cultures from across the borders. The glorious tradition of Penna was on the wane. Great Lord, I cannot consider our deities thyself, Kaubru, Wangbren, Marjing, Panthoibi, Sanamahi, Pakhangba, Kamlangba, Panganba, Pureiromba, and a host of thy colleague, just mere empty concepts of the past. I consider thee and thy colleagues alive and reigning in the heart of every Manipuri, reigning in thy domains all over the valley of Manipur. Thou art real and alive up to this day. With thy inspiration from beginning to end, I wrote the story which contains the message of thy greatness. Great Lord, this morning as I sit in my small chamber to give finishing touches to the story which is now ready to see the light of the day, my mind travels far and far into thy realm. Thy name might differ from other names of the great lords of the universe. What is there in names and form? This is what our philosophy says. Thine is a great name or the form of the reality which thou where art and shalt be. My humble salutation to thee again and again. I could neither complete the story nor delineate the character in it without thy help. The more I tried to scale the heights of the character, the higher they rose from what they appeared to me. This was thy magic. I have no words to praise thee. I have nothing to repay my spiritual debt to thee. I cannot repay it in any form. Let me ever remain attached and devoted to thy greatness. Great Lord, this day mark the advent of spring. I see the spiritual flowers blossoming in thy garden. There has been a long spell of cruel winter. There are devastating cold nights. Nature has been dry. With thy blessings, I could lay out a small garden in which I planted a few seedlings of thy immortal flower. The garden has been laid for those who have no access to our language. The language are in full bloom. The incompetency of the gardener has put the flower perhaps in wrong position or inside thorny bushes. There is Thoibi Khamnu, eternally sweet blossoms. There are giant trees like Khamba, Thonglen, Chauba. There are great ingredient of the like story Nongban and Chinkuba. All of the characters enrich the drama by their faithful adherence to their respective position. If Khamba reached a lofty height, Nongban provided the necessary ladder for Khamba's rise. This story I dedicate to thee and to thy children who are not confined to a pocket of the land now. Whoever read and drink the nectar of the story become thy children. I wrote this immortal story for them, those who kept this story evergreen by composing and singing were two thy favorite children to whom also I dedicate this. This year's our duty to our great ancestors remain unfulfilled. This endeavor was made, my Lord, with due humility and submission. If I have not come up to thy expectation, I crave thy indulgence. What could I do? My best could not be bettered. This morning, as I sit in my small chamber, in which I prepare the story in which a few years back I received, thy inspiration in which I met the great characters of the story as if in their flesh and blood, speaking to me and listening to my humble and innocent queries. I feel thy presence. Thou hast brought to me nostalgic memories of the great past in which our great forefathers lived and worked to give their lives and time to make the great Manipuri tradition we have today. I have never worked in the field of research. Now, my Lord, our land is so full of great stories. May several others too receive thy blessing in their bid to explore the literary wealth we have in the corner of the land ruled by our deities. Thy great colleagues in the spiritual realm, there are extensive and intensive fields which can absorb hundreds of dedicated scholars. Let them be enthused and encouraged to take pilgrimage of the wonderful and rich realm to explore our ancient glories for the benefit of the present and future generation. High Spirit of the universe had their congregation in the land of Manipur in the past. They brought from different corners of the globe invaluable spiritual wealth and glories for preservation in the land isolated from the rest of the world. Let literary pilgrims of the outside world too have their pilgrimage to thy holy realm to explore our ancient glories. My homage and devotion to thee, great Tangjing, and to thy divine colleagues. Vasant Panchami, February 5th, 1976, 108 South Avenue, New Delhi. N. Tombi Singh. Mai taraga yam nungsi ai gen pitare magi wai sita ubada mana sigi I se wa se English se kitang aribe lon gi English oira su mana irami se yam na magi damakta di yam na spiritual journey ama oina ne. Si 1976 da phongbanina mana iba hobasidi mamang da khara iramani dana aduna mana research tawraga aiti akoi tungda lakadaba akoi mayam gi akoina lon khangdaba gi khallaga aduga akoigi Manipur da leitaba mayam se sina mung Manipur gi literature sida kana tawrakna vai taramana yamna nungsina sida akoigi ke haitare magi damakta di am spiritual journey oina oikiba mali mana lai am ga korakanda ko blue one grand margin Thoibi kaina thang thang tawraga iram se am nungsidra daina masi jam tang mayam da share tawning da share taw zabani da masi ki lariksi copy si zik ti phang badu khara wara magani adu online da ina yeng bakanda dum library mayam na dum thamme duka kind soft copy oina dum phang basu ya gani na ina dum tang share taw zage